Welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Yes, we're brewing 2 beers out of 1 batch again. Yes, 2 beers, 1 batch again. Don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Definitely appreciate the sharing. A special thank you out there to several of the subscribers who, over time, since the beginning of this channel, have kind of helped me with pronouncing words correctly. It's not my forte. I am great at math. I love math, and I have always sucked at English of any type. Anything that can fall into the English language, I'm not very good at, or any other language. So one of my jokes is English is my second language, and people go, oh, what's your first? I'm like, I don't have one. So it is what it is. But special appreciation to those who've helped me out with the pronunciations of certain words from different languages and even from English. So let's get going. Yes, we're brewing 6-gallon batch again on an Anvil Foundry. We're gonna cut it into 2 3-gallon batches. And if you've seen the Saison video, you know where I'm going with this, but this is going to be a Gose, or Gose. Correct pronunciation, Gose. See, there we go, I'm working on it. One will be another Blackberry Lime, but this will be a Gose compared to when we made the Saison. And yes, another 3 pounds or over 3 pounds of real blackberries. I've got my blackberries, most are in the freezer. And we're gonna zest 6 limes for this 3-gallon batch. But the limes will help to stand out through all that lovely fresh blackberry flavor and aroma. And I want the lime to stand out. I don't want it to be so subdued you can't taste it. We're also using Lallemand's Philly sour ale yeast. Yeah, somebody out there probably thought I was getting ready to say the Saison hybrid again. No. Philly sour ale yeast. Ferments between 68 to 86 Fahrenheit. Thinking about 75, not really sure. Also not really sure what kind of fermenters I'm going to use because I'm not sure how bad this will stay behind in a plastic. I'm debating between 2 glass fermenters or using my Anvil conical and then maybe using the Big Mouth bubbler, which worst case it damages that. I'll just keep using that for sours because we're going to do more sours down the road and I'll buy more. It is what it is. So now the second batch is going to be, oh, actually I almost forgot, the Philly sour ale yeast. Some people go, what kind of taste, what kind of aroma? It gives off, of course, sour or acidic, red apple, stone fruit, and notably peach. So this will go nice with everything we're doing today. The second batch is going to be 3-gallon batch of soursop, and the soursop will be a Soursop Gose with over 3 pounds of soursop pulp. And I hate repeating myself, but in case you didn't see the Saison video, I want to make sure people know what this stuff is. I'll put a picture of the fruit over here. It's called guanabana in Latin America, or English, I guess they call it soursop. And it's not sour. Actually, it's from the custard apple family. It grows extensively in only tropical climates. South Florida, sometimes with mixed results. It doesn't handle frost at all. You hit 30 degrees and it's damaged, 26 and it's completely dead. But it's the custard apple family, and according to most people, the flavors that they often describe is a cross between a strawberry apple with a bit of citrus. I don't taste that. Personally, and I've had ice cream out of this stuff, I've drank it many times. Yeah, to me it's a lightly acidic pear with a hint of vanilla. It's just like any beer. You know, you drink a beer and go, oh my gosh, this is so good, and a friend of yours goes, this is nasty. Everybody tastes something different, and everybody, you know, kind of has their own thing. So it's a very small grain bill. We're doing 3.5 pounds of Pilsner. We've got 3 pounds of wheat malt, 8 ounces of flaked oat, and then mixed in here, I also have 4 ounces of acid malt. Now, in a Gose, you do not want to really let the hops shine in any way. Hops are subdued. It's just for balancing a little bit in a very mild bitter, usually under 12 IBUs. But you know me, I like to color outside the lines. So I'm putting 1 1/4 ounces of Matuka hops at 10 minutes. Yeah, I know it's not traditional to put it that late, but it's gonna give us maybe a little hint of lemon or lime aromas, which I think will go really nice with everything else. We also have our coriander addition, which I'm still debating between a half to a full 0.75 of an ounce. And then we have a Himalayan salt, and some people are saying it's Himalayan sea salt, but I can't imagine that comes from the ocean. But a Himalayan salt that I'm gonna add, and I'm debating there too, between a half an ounce to a full 0.75. Most recipes for a 5-gallon batch do about a half ounce of each. I have seen some as high as a full ounce of each. I think that might be a little too much. Yeah, and the coriander is going to give a little hint of lemon and some other flavors and notes, which will go nicely with this. My oldest is extremely excited because he loves a sour of any kind. So he's very excited, and he eats blackberries like they're, yeah, pops them all day long if he has a bunch of blackberries. That's like his favorite snack food. We got our Jaded Scylla. We've got our Anvil Foundry. I did put a little, it's not silicone, but it's like a silicone seal. It's supposed to be better. It smells a little bad, but I'm hoping it'll dry before we start brewing. Let's get brewing. Cheers. Okay, we're gonna do a 10-minute step mash. We're at a 121, 122, it's close. I brought the power down a little bit. I didn't want it to spike. I'm gonna go ahead, put our brewing salts in there. I'll list those, because it's humid out here, they're already clumping. And yes, I have the small batch adapter in here, because it's a small batch, technically, even though we're doing 6 gallons. Lower that bad boy in there. Okay, you would expect the temperature to go down when you drop something cold and metal in there. It is what it is. Now, since we have oatmeal and we have rice, or oatmeal and wheat in here, I'm gonna go ahead and, shouldn't need it, but we're gonna put some rice hulls in. As I say, rice hulls, cheap insurance. There we go. I might put some more in, so I'll grab. There we go, just in case. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get mashed in. Stir this up a little so I don't end up with the oats in one spot. I want them kind of blended together. More rice hulls. Haven't had a stuck mash in a long time, and I'm kind of thinking it's about due, so I'm just making sure I don't end up with one. Probably overdoing it, I promise you, but it isn't gonna hurt. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer, and then we'll get the recirc going. There we go, we got a nice flow. We're sitting at 126, it's coming down. I'm gonna reduce the power a bit more. Should be good, and it should start dropping. Okay, we've got about another 8 minutes at that temp. Okay, there's timer 1. We're gonna crank it up to 175 for 75 minutes. Oops, I keep thinking 175. 148 for 75 minutes. Crank the power to 100% just to get it there quick. And there we go. Once we get there, like I said, we'll be there for 75 minutes. Okay, we just hit 148. Starting the timer for 75 minutes, and we'll bring the power down so we don't spike up too high. 75 seems to work better right at these higher temperatures. If I go too low, it seems to drop. Okay, time to go to 168. Once we get to 168, I'll drop it down to about 78%. Seems to be the magic number. And that's gonna take a minute. Once it gets there, we'll start the 10-minute timer. Okay, we just hit 168. It's 10 minutes. So I'm gonna start the timer. Okay, we're done on that. Shut the pump off, turn off the flow. Shake it out. Yeah. Guys watching the video, of course, which is the majority, got that. I'll get this out of the way. A few tricks if you're still using the ring. Make sure you get it in place. You put the little fish tubing on there. Makes life so much easier. Another person helping, that's always huge. Okay, the key is to pull it straight up. If you hit it on an angle, you're gonna hit the ring. You don't wanna hit the ring. So I'm gonna try to pull straight up. And of course I did not. I will set it back down and try again. Yeah, I think I gotta go to the legs here soon. Okay, we should be good now. Let's try this again. Okay, I already bumped it, I felt it. And there we go. Okay, I'm gonna go get the sparge water and let that run for a minute. Okay, it's just about done dripping, so I'm gonna start sparging. Okay, we're gonna let that drip for a little bit. And that's the background noise. Fire department. Halfway between the station and where I live. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move this up to a boil and get this off. I let it sit and drain for a little while. We'll start, let it get up there before I pull that off. And I'll set the timers for it too. Okay, we've got a lot of foam buildup. We're at 202 Fahrenheit. I'm gonna rub the bottom, make sure nothing's stuck. Feeling pretty smooth. These rice hulls work really well. And low density burners. Hopefully people will listen to me on that one, but hey. See if we can get that to break up where I don't have to use the defoamer, but if so, not a problem. Okay, we're foaming up. Time to get the foam under control, although it looks like it might be breaking. I'll try it without the defoamer first. I'm gonna watch it, but we might be good. Yeah, we're boiling. I'm gonna start the timers. We got a 90-minute boil. The last 10 minutes we'll do the hop addition, and the last 5 we'll do all the stuff like coriander, salt, and all that other lovely stuff. Okay, a one and only hop addition. 1.25 ounces of Matuka at 10 minutes. Sorry, it's getting dark and churches are ringing bells and all kinds of lovely things are going off. Another 5 minutes, we'll add yeast nutrient, 0.75 coriander, 0.60 Himalayan salt ground, yeast nutrient, Warflock tablet, and we'll wait until the last second, but we'll drop the Jaded Scylla in there. Okay, we're on the last 4 minutes. Yeah, I had to go to the restroom, so I missed it. Is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead, drop our yeast nutrient in there. Warflock tablet. And here we go. We got Himalayan salt, 0.6 of an ounce, and coriander, ground coriander. We'll see how that works, hey. 0.75. It's a lot of coriander. That is a lot of coriander, I smell it. Whew, I'm getting hit with coriander. So a lot of people saying ½ ounce to an ounce for 5 gallons, and a lot of people really were hard on the 0.5 or ½ an ounce for 5 gallons. Since this is 6 gallons, I could have gone 0.6 like I did with the salt, but I figured I'd go 0.75. Figure most of it will fall out of suspension. And I also heard pumps don't like coriander. So we'll see how that goes. I will say the Anvil pump has dealt with a lot of hops before, so yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be just fine. Okay, it's that time. I'm gonna leave it on the boil while I put this in there. There we go. I'm gonna get the Jaded Scylla going. We'll get this thing cooled down, bring it on in, and we'll pitch the yeast. Yeah, a little night brewing. Welcome to the winter in the US with the whole daylight saving time crap. Long day. Okay, so we're at 1.035, which is 78.3% brew house efficiency. We're sitting at only 3.9%, which is fine for a Gose. And once we add the blackberries, which will be over here, I think we've got the soursop. I'm not sure on the soursop, it may be plus or minus 0.1 probably. We should be sitting at about 4.5% ABV, which is great. We've got the Philly Sour lactic acid production. I'm looking to ferment around 75. Actually has a smell to it. Not sure what that smell is, but there's a smell. Usually dry yeast doesn't have much of a smell. Okay, don't know if I can even take that off. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can get about half. It's probably close to half. Okay, we'll pull that. Is it this here? There we go. Told you I was tired. And Lallemand does not recommend repitching their Philly Sour. the acidity will drop lower and lower, and that's why they don't recommend it. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit. I'm not too worried. I'll let that kind of get mixed in a little. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go put them in the fermenter. Don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Definitely appreciate it. We're gonna see how these go, and the next video, part 2, we'll cover as far as adding the actual blackberry and the soursop. Guanabana? Something like that, whatever. Thanks again for joining us here at Bitter Reality Brewing. Don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you.